Howdy folks, it's Alter and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to start another 40th anniversary mission. We have 3 left before we've completed them all. So today let's do the DC-9, DC-3, this one, Frontier Airlines in 1950. Let's click on it. DC-3. Why did I say DC-9? Whatever. DC-3 Classic. Alrighty, from Flight Simulator 2004, reimagined for, I almost said FSX, for Microsoft Flight Simulator 40th anniversary. I know a lot of us on YouTube say Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but it's not actually called that. It's just Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this is the 40th anniversary edition, right? Alright, let's see here, from Denver to Salt Lake City. It's going to be about 20 hours. It says 3, but it's going to be about 20 hours for me. We're going to do this in 2 legs per video, I believe. That'll be the first leg. 3 and 4 will be the second leg. And then, no, 3, 4, 5 will be the second leg. 6 and 7 will be the third. So that's my plan. Is it really going to be that way? I don't know. I'm not familiar with this plane. I did do a checklist for my own free flight, and I did take off a few times and learned very quickly that you need to adjust the trim or you'll crash. But otherwise, I've never landed it. I've never flown it. I know it has a gyro autopilot type thing, which the flight's this short, we probably won't need to use it. Legs this short, I mean. But anyway, I'm already getting off topic too much here, so here we go. Let's read about it. In this flight, you'll recreate an early Frontier Airlines route from Denver to Salt Lake City, which is funny because we've done this in the 727 and X-Plane a few times. Interesting. Frontier Airlines was created on June 1st, 1950 by the merger of 3 smaller airlines, Monarch Airlines, Challenger Airlines, and Arizona Airways. An early timetable read, "A new name on the horizon, Frontier Airlines, America's largest social service airline." Frontier served the Rocky Mountain West and Southwest until it went out of business in 1986. The Frontier Airlines, founded in 1994, is a different company. Cool. Fun to know that. In 1950, many airlines flew on the Federal Airways between larger cities. Frontier's flights between Denver and Salt Lake City, however, stopped at smaller cities and towns off the airways, connecting isolated communities to each other and to larger cities. That is also why the 727 was invented. I don't know if that's why it was invented, but that's how it was used, because it could land on anything. So they did that a lot. Again, nothing to do with this, though. And I forgot where it was. From metropolises like Denver, Salt Lake City, and Albuquerque, Frontier passengers could connect to transcontinental airlines and go virtually anywhere they wish to go. Today's regional commuter airlines are direct descendants of this service model. Because only 10% of Frontier's routes followed Federal Airways, Frontier needed to install its own radio navigational system to facilitate flying in bad weather. These beacons, called H-markers, transmitted homing signals which pilots could use to determine their position. H-markers often help pilots navigate across high mountain passes, especially in bad weather. Frontier's route from Denver to Salt Lake City took pilots through the heart of the Rocky Mountains, but because the Douglas DC-3 had no pressurized equipment, Frontier's pilots could not fly directly over the high Rockies. Instead, they flew from mountain valley to mountain valley, flying over high passes where turbulence, icing, and inclement weather were common hazards. Once pilots landed at a mountain town's airstrip, they faced long, unnerving takeoff rolls in thin air. Some airports, such as Colorado's Gunnison County Airport, were located more than 7,000 feet above sea level. Pilots taxied as closely as they dared to the end of the runway, revved the engines to full power, released the brakes, and watched the far end of the runway get closer and closer until finally their DC-3 took to the air. In spite of all these challenges, Frontier maintained the best safety record in the history of civil aviation. Mountain flying is serious business, and you'll do plenty of it in these flights. Starting in Denver, you'll begin at an altitude of more than 5,000 feet. Ascending the Rocky Mountains will take you up into the realm of thin air and challenging terrain. The too long didn't read TLDR version of this is going to be very difficult, especially because they don't know this aircraft very well. Okay, this is going to be a hard one. I'm looking forward to it because the last 20 things we've done have been kind of easy. So this might be one where we have to redo legs more than once. We'll see how this goes. But without further ado, Let's do our first 2 legs. Let's get going.
In 1950, Denver-based Frontier Airlines flew passengers through the heart of the Rocky Mountains in DC-3S. In these flights, you'll recreate one of Frontier's first and most challenging routes. From Denver to Salt Lake City via Monarch Pass.
Alrighty, that was our spoken introduction. Can I take this out? I think it's down. Where is it? Where is the click spot to take this out? I know it's down there because I've taken it out before when I did my checklist. Come on. I need this away because I need to see my 6-pack, buddy. There it is, right in the middle. Okay, cool. Alrighty, let's see here. Let me get re-familiar with this. I mean, everything's running, right? Oh, it's not even running? What? I have to start this myself? Oh, man. Or does that mean something in my setup? Something in my setup wasn't working, that it turned itself off. No? Okay, well, let me get my checklist out, which is going to be somewhere else on another monitor somewhere. Where is my... Okay, well, let's get this thing started up. I don't understand why it's not running for me, but that's okay. Parking brake is set. Reset controls, ground power on. I don't know where ground power is. Over here somewhere. Ground power on. Fuel and path, don't care about that. Cowl flaps open. There we go. Come here. Come on. Open. Fuel selectors to left, right, main. Is that what this is? No. Where are the fuel selectors? Down here, I think. I don't remember. Oh, right here. Left main, and then right main. Probably. That's not right main. Go away. There we go, right main. Is that what's selected though? Must be. Was that right over here then? Holy moly, guacamole. Yeah, okay. Battery on. That's gonna be over here somewhere, right? Battery, it already is on. So some of this already started up. Position light, yeah, see. So a lot of it must have been running, and then there's something in my setup that turned it off. Mixture full throttle, slightly right booster pump. That's over here, right? Right booster pump on. Master ignition push in. Push that in, okay. Right make to both, it already is. Primer right. Primer right. Starter right. Where's starter? Starter right. So it's down. Okay, now it's going. Whatever. I did mesh and then I held it down. I don't know. It's different. My list is, it's different every time I practice this. Okay, so what is next? Left booster on. Thank you. Left make to both already is. Primer left. And starter left. Mesh down. And see, that time it worked, right? See? So I did this side differently than the other side. I've always been confused about this, but whatever, close enough. Let's just finish this up. Ground power off. And there we go. Okay, let me, oh, tail wheel. We gotta remember the tail wheel part of it. That's down here, right? I can't remember which is locked and which is not. No, tail wheel. Good grief. I can't remember which is locked. Whatever, doesn't matter. One is locked, one isn't. Then trim, you gotta be careful or else it screws up. Okay, so there we go. We got this thing running. Oh, one more thing we need to do is these have to change to trail. Like this. Yeah, we have to go to trail and then we'll worry about the tail wheel thing later. Okay, so, okay, let's read about what we're doing, right? Actually, do we get GPS? We do. we get a GPS cheat. So just follow the purple line if you really panic. Otherwise, we're going to read about what's going to happen here. Aurora Airport, take off from Denver International, which we've been to many, many times in various simulators, and turn to heading 165. Where's our heading in this thing? Right down here. Right down here, heading. Right. Maintain this heading for the remainder of the flight. Correcting for wind drift is necessary. Pass Aurora Airport to intersecting runways. Okay. So we do that for 2 minutes, and then right after that we go Buckley Air National Guard Base. Okay. And then right after that, basically, whoops, Continental Airport. Okay, so we're just going to look for a bunch of airports to help us navigate. Then there's small airports, Meadow Lake Airport, Colorado Airport, another airport, and a VOR. Okay, cool. Are we tuned in for the VOR though? And then turn right and land at Pueblo Memorial Airport. Okay, so the only stuff to see is just literally 6 or 7 airports on the way, and then we land at Pueblo Memorial. So that's the easiest navlog ever. It's the same heading pretty much the whole time, and then it's just visual to land. So that isn't a big deal. It did say 160. Hang on, is our thing in the right direction here? We're not really facing north. No, we're facing south, which is straight out. Then why is this say we're... Hang on. Oh, here we go. These must be our ADF and VOR cards and stuff, right? Maybe that's our ADF card for sure. This is our heading here. Okay. So our speed, altitude, basic air HSI, our heading, attitude, slip, VSI, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our 6-pack, and this is all navigational stuff down here. And then over here is our gyro pilot, which is like an autopilot kind of, but not really. It's like an autopilot, but you can't really think of it as an autopilot. Okay. I've seen people use it. It's pretty cool. We're not going to use it in this trip, but maybe someday. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. That was a really long introduction, but hey, that's how we roll sometimes. And we're going to fly using... hold the heading, and then we'll come out here and use this too, because why not? So we're just looking for a bunch of airports, landing at Pueblo Memorial, which is what again? KPUB. So there's the mountains to our west, and we're just going due south to KPUB. Well, that's pretty easy, and then it's going to get all nuts here. This is going to be a fun trip. I'm really excited. I've been looking for this one for a long time. There's just this airplane, I'm not familiar with it. So yeah, we're just going to fly south until we get to KPUB, which should be pretty substantial, I'm thinking. Maybe not. But there's the VOR. I'm not worried about the airport. Let me see if I can tune in this VOR though, and then we'll hit it at 100 and what degrees? 161 degrees. Let me see if I can find this, and then I'll show you what I did if I can get to it. Alright, so the top one's nav? No, nav. Alright, well that's easy. So let's put it in both. What was it? 116.7. So let's do 100. Can I go up like this? How do I get to the other side? How do I get to the bigger side? There you go. 116.7. And then I can't find the select button to swap it out here. Okay, just push it. So what was 116.7? I'm going to do both VORs because I don't know which is which. So whooped out 117, dang it. Alright, 116.7, 116.7, 116.7 on both of them, just because I don't know which is which. And then down here, I don't know which one is the VOR card. Is it this thing? Alright, we will use, well, CDI, so that must be ADF. Okay, so this is our ADF, it says. Okay. What's this thing? What's this thing? Well, that's the yoke thing. So CDI, right? Swap OBS compass. I don't know, let's make, I don't know if this is the right one. Let's make this 161 degrees. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know if I'm right or not. No, that doesn't make sense because the needle's not going to turn. And let's give this thing full throttle here. And just get ready on that trim wheel, which is 5. And is our tail wheel locked? Seems to be locked. I think pulled in is locked. I can't remember. Oh boy. Okay, we don't need much room here to take off, do we? I don't know what takeoff is or anything. Let's just get ready on the trim. Oh, it seems to be trimmed okay. Okay, good. In my practice flights, it crashes. So brakes to stop the wheels. Gear coming in. Flaps coming in. And I don't know if that means we're not supposed to go faster than that yellow mark. We're going to find out. If it tells us we stressed the aircraft and crashed, then we know you're not supposed to go past the yellow mark. I'm not sure what that means. Someone's going to have to tell me in the comments what the yellow mark means. I feel silly not knowing, but I don't know. Alrighty, what are we doing? We're just following our heading of 167 or whatever it was for about half an hour. That's all it is. Very easy. It's just a matter of getting used to the airplane and not hitting stuff. But fortunately for us, we'll just keep the mountains to our right and fly south to KPUB. So I guess I already did all my talking. So it's just going to be sightseeing. Those of you who have seen these before, sometimes we just talk through it all if there's a lot to read and talk about, or sometimes we just sightsee out the window without me talking. We could really talk about everything, right? It's just look for a bunch of airports and land at our airport. That's all it is. I really need to trim this back though. Yeah, that's right. Trim on my trim wheel doesn't really do much, right? I need to, no. I need to trim back using that thing. Yeah, because trimming on my yoke doesn't do any good in this one. It's so minute. You see it barely turning, but if you go like this, then it goes much better. Oh yeah. Okay. Alrighty, well I'm going to trim this thing out as nicely as I can. Oh, do we have icing? Hang on, icing. Yes, icing. Turn on all the icing stuff. What was that? Panel lights. No, I want the, there you go. Turn on all the icing stuff. Don't know what this is. Yeah, well, careful now, we're getting kind of slow. Okay, cool. Oh, there's the flaps right here. Flaps are there. Okay, cool. I guess there's not much else to say. I mean, I love this aircraft. I just need to be more comfortable in it. So I'm just going to fly around, try to set up some sightseeing shots for you. And then I'll see you at KPUB. Enjoy the sightseeing in between. If something interesting happens, I'll let you know. But otherwise, I'm just going to fly this thing best as I can. Altitude is here. Are we at 9,000 feet already? I guess. I don't know. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so here are the smaller airports, some of them that we're supposed to look for. I believe our airport is up here, I think. One of these areas is at 4,600 feet, and we are at 15,180 feet. 280 feet. 280 feet. What? No, that's 15,100. 200. But it says whatever. Oh, yeah, I was right. 180 is coming up on 200. Okay, so that's right. Okay, never mind. I'm not crazy at all. That was actually correct. Okay, so we need to start coming down because we have to come down 10,000 feet, right? Because we got to get down to 4,000 feet. Although it sure doesn't look like we're that high. And there's having trouble rendering because we were booted offline or something. And then back online, so we're not quite connected to the servers at the moment. So it's just base mesh, unfortunately. Yeah. Now it's rendering in. Okay, cool. Anyway, we need to find this airport. So the airport there, I believe ours is up here. If you look at the VFR map, airport to our right. Yeah, so that's K-Fly that we just looked at out the window. Yeah, we just got to figure out how to get this thing down. So let's bring back throttles. So we start descending, but not too crazy. Holy cow. Okay. Descending 2,000 feet per minute. Well, unless we got to get down now to 4,000 feet somehow. Yeah. Coming down. 14,700. Aiming for this area. Looking for an airport. Might have to circle and land unless we can spot it. That'd be fine. Doesn't say which runway to use or which way the wind is going, so we're going to have to figure that out for ourselves. If we look here, wind is 15 knots from 270 degrees. So we need to land on what is going to be probably 27, 28, 26. Okay, so there's going to be double runways, 26. So it'll be a turn to the right. So we're headed towards the VFR and then turn sharply to the right. Except nothing, or VOR. Nothing has done anything here. Well, maybe that has. Is that our VOR there? Maybe that's our VOR. I mean, that would make sense, right? Just aim at that thing, I guess. I guess we'll just do that. We'll aim at that thing. And then, the airport's in here somewhere. Okay, I think we got this figured out. The navigation isn't the hard part. It's the learning how to use this plane and how we're going to get down. Because it sure doesn't feel like we're 10,000 feet above ground level. 9,000 feet above ground level now. Does not seem that high. Seems like we're way closer than that. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Perception, right? Sitting in this seat, we're not used to it. And this must be our VOR. It has to be. It has to be. And then there's a sharp right turn onto the runway. Okay, cool. Let's fix the trim on this because I'm yanking back really hard on my yoke. There we go. That helps a little bit. There we go. Not that much, though, maybe. Okie dokie. So it's just a matter of figuring out where we're going now. I think we got the airplane under control, at least for now. I've never landed this, so hopefully we don't crash. And I think the navigation is okay. I'm pretty sure that's pointing to the VOR. And altitude is, what is that? 13,200. 13,200. Okay, and this huge thing has to be our airport. Has to be. I think what I'm going to do, assuming this is pointing at the VOR, is just go east of it a little bit so we have a longer final. Otherwise I'm just sitting here maintaining control of the aircraft, maintaining our descent. Try not to get distracted by the mountains. I did not provide as much sightseeing in between as I wanted to for you, but I think I got the gist of it. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's all we're going to do now is just figure out where the airport is and how to land. I am more and more convinced that is pointing at our VOR. I mean, it just has to be, right? What else would it be pointing at? Because it is moving. So that's good. I'm not going to worry about the card underneath it. I'm just trying to figure out where we're going. And we're at almost 12,000 feet now. But what's confusing is it feels like we're very close to the ground. The ground's at 4,600. So that means we're still 7,000 feet above the ground. But still, it feels like we're really close. Anyway. Alright, our VOR is about 70 degrees off. So let's see, do we see an airport over there? Is that it right there? I think that's it right there. Did I just see a beacon flash? So what we're going to do is we're going to maintain this altitude because we are at 10,000 feet, so we're 5,000 feet above ground level, supposedly. And we're going to start turning towards it in just a moment. And then as we line up the runway, it should come into view pretty easily. And then we'll resume our descent. Get gear down, flaps down, all that stuff. So let's give a little bit more throttle because we're getting kind of slow. Then we'll trim down just a hair. Oops, I wish I had different presets. I wish I had more presets for this airplane. Come on, let's get some speed going here. I got full throttle and we're sitting right at the minimum here. What's going on? Am I doing something wrong? Before I did full throttle, we were at like 200. There we go, we're just climbing. Can we turn yet? So assuming the airport is about 26 to 260 degrees, so we'll do 170 degrees on the compass, then we'll know we're on like a long base leg, right? We'll be 90 degrees off because 170 plus 90 is 260, right? So let's go to 170 here, and then maybe the airport will be a little easier to spot. So there's 170 right there as we roll out. Do we see the airport yet? It's probably behind this pillar. Has to be like right over here. There, is it right there? Whoops, dang it, these pillars, so many pillars. I don't know. I really don't know. Well, that's not 90. Okay, yeah, so that's up and to the right, which is fine. I mean, technically we want to point at it anyway, right? That's what it told us to do. And then we'll turn towards the airport. So let's do that. Let's go right at the VOR and then we'll turn towards the airport. And then just keep an eye on our speed, our altitude. We need to be descending. We're up to 12,000 feet again. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just bumped the throttle back and we went straight down. I'm just wondering if it hasn't rendered in yet because we're like not connected to the servers at the moment. There's something going on. So this is basically base mesh, like I said a few moments ago. We had that problem in one of our very first bush trips where it wasn't rendering in, so we just landed on the mesh until it told us we were at an airport. Hopefully that's not the case this time. Hopefully there's actually something there. And what is that weird sound that keeps happening only in the sim? There's like something new in the sim that gives me a sound. I don't know what that sound is. If you know what that sound is, that doom, da-doom, tell me in the comments. Because it's happened now in every video for the past couple weeks. I really don't see an airport there. Yeah, I don't think we're rendering in anything. There we go. I turned off real world stuff and turned it back on, and now we have the stuff. So I don't know what was going on there, but it was really messing with us. So as it renders in now, hopefully we get an airport, because I don't know what's going on. Let's continue pointing at that VOR. We're down to 8,000 feet, I think. 10,800 feet, sorry. My eyes are getting kind of old. That's why I fly like this a lot, so I can see. We just have to come down 5,000 feet or so. Let's keep pointing at the VOR. Let's keep our speed up, because right now we're just crawling. There's no need to crawl. I still don't see an airport rendered in yet, even though we're looking at satellite imagery now and no longer base mesh. Not sure why I'm having a hard time finding our airport. This is cool down here though, look at that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see an airport yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Is it here? Yeah, that might be it right there. I see some buildings rendering in. I don't think... I mean, it could be way over here, too. We're pointing towards the VOR. Or is this it here? Could be either of these. Could be that even, to be honest. I don't know. Might have to do a flyby, like an inspection pass, because I have no idea where it is. Now we're drifting away from the VOR, so we're getting closer. And the VOR isn't on the airport. It's supposed to be navigate to it, and then you do a final and land. So it can't be too close to the VOR. And our altitude is what now? 9,740. Yep. Oh wait, this kind of works. I didn't think about using this view. Still don't see anything. Let's have a look outside though, since you're here. The mountains, beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. I do find it amusing when people think that Colorado is completely mountains, when only the west third is mountains. The rest is completely flat like Kansas. And that's what we're experiencing here if you look out the window. Flat all the way to Chicago. Mountains over there, but just the last third. Still an airport. Pointing at the VOR though. Once that thing spins around, we'll know we're past the VOR. And I'm really fighting. Let's see, I want nose to come up, so I'm going to go down like that. There we go. I'm really fighting my yoke. Still more, please. Well, no, I don't want it to get too slow. Oh boy, let's see. Okay, just rendered in some more detail. I still don't see our airport though. Wait, is your airport over here? No, because it says to point at the VOR. Does this change if I change that? No, it still points at it no matter what I do here. Right, yeah, it still points at that. So, it's pointing at our VOR, and it's supposed to be west of the VOR, because look. It's going to put our plane in the middle, which is here. Yeah, it's over to the right. That must be something else over there. Oh, there's water. Oh, okay, we can look for the water. Look at. We can follow the river. That'll help. No, that's not an airport. That's just a town. But if we go like this... Did we see any water over there? Yeah, okay, there's water right there. So our airport's up here somewhere in this brown spot. I thought it was this brown spot, but it's going to be that brown spot, because there's the water. Okay, what altitude are we at? 8,200. Where's the nearest to the water? Okay, if we go down to the water and turn right, it should be like a straight in. Okay, that's very helpful. I think that's water. Maybe that's not water. Isn't that water? No, that's our water right there, yeah. And here's the river. So somewhere in here's the airport. Okay, we'll figure it out. I think we're passing our airport. I think it's actually right here. Just behind the pillar, you'll see it in a second. I think it's right here. Is that it? Yeah. That looks like an airport to me. Okay, so let's burn a U-turn here from this direction because we're way too close. How about the VOR? Yep, we're passing the VOR. Okay, cool. So that VOR is really close to the airport. If we had the right altitude, we probably would have made it. But we don't have the right altitude, so let's come down to about 2,000 above ground level, so about 7,000 or so. And right now we're at 8,500, 8,400. Just make a sharp U-turn here. Let's get gear down. I'm pretty sure we can do gear at this speed. And then we do flaps in a moment. I don't know how many flaps you're supposed to land at or anything like that. I don't know anything about landing this plane. At all. Well, then we're going to turn all the way around as we come down. Can we do first set of flaps? We have to hold the flaps like this. Okay. Whoa, nope. Now they're going all the way. No, I don't want full flap. Well, we got full flap. Okay, fine. That was really weird. We got full flap, full gear. Let's keep it nice and slow. You don't stress the aircraft. I don't know what stall is. Must be that 115 or whatever. I don't know. Alright, we're facing which way now? Okay, we should see the runway any second here. Because we're at 260 degrees. Where's the airport? There it is right there. Okay, we are not... Oh gosh, let's not crash. We're getting really slow. And I don't know what landing speed is for this. I don't know anything about this airplane. We got full flap, gears down. We're pointing at the VOR. I'm gonna go for this really short final. Oh man, this is gonna be nuts. I just wish I knew what the speeds were. It might tell us in the checklist. I might have it in my own checklist. I don't feel like we're stalling. I just can't see the dang runway. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I don't feel like we're stalling though, so let's still keep our speed up a little bit. No looking out the windows right now, obviously. Okay, it's easy to control, but it's almost moving too much. I don't know, maybe we can get down to like 70 miles an hour, 70 knots or whatever. Or no, that's his miles per hour. Okay. So maybe we can, yeah, I don't know. We're going to come in around 100, and then just float over the runway. And see what, oh my gosh, I can't even see the runway. Let's move over like that. Was that our preset 1? I guess. I don't know if we're right or left. Oh my gosh, this is scary because I don't want to crash yet. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's move over. Oh, was there a crosswind? Yeah, it said 15 knots, but it was like, yeah, because 15 knots from 270 and we're at 260, so slight crosswind or big crosswind from the right. Okay, how high are we? What? I thought we were about to touch the ground. Okay, let's do throttles back. Just let it hover. Hover. Touchdown. It's still taking off. Okay, it still doesn't want to touch down. Where's the ground? Okay, about... We don't have reversers, do we? Oh, we gotta go like this. Wait, we do have reversers? No, we don't. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't ground loop, don't ground loop. Don't ground loop. Oh, it's trying to ground loop on me. Brakes work at least in this one, because the other airplane, the brakes didn't work. Okay, brakes work, gentle, gentle. Gentle on the brakes. Flaps coming in, I guess. There was this. Okay, we did it. We did it. It took double the time. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. It took almost an hour, but we did it. Okay, I just need to figure out what our takeoff and landing speed is. But anyway, that's the first leg. We'll do the second leg in this video. Let's keep going. All right, no reversers. Yeah, no reversers. Of course not. Let's see if the checklist says anything about... Oh, we don't get a checklist in this? Yeah, we do. What do we does say anything about landing, glide and approach? It doesn't say anything about speed. How about takeoff? Does it say anything about speed? Nope. Okay, so we're on our own. I think it was about 80 it finally touched down, I think. But anyway, where do we land on the runway here? Do we need a back taxi? I hope not. Yeah, we probably should. No, we don't need to. I don't think we need a back taxi. We'll risk it. So anyway, here we go. Leg 2. Where we headed? 1 Victor 6. Quick leg. City of Pueblo. From the north end of the city, follow Interstate 50. Excuse me, of the hiccups, 273 degrees. That's about what we're doing. Nah, that's a little bit to the, little bit to the right, a little bit to the west. Pueblo Reservoir. Okay. And then Fremont Country. Land at Fremont Fremont County Airport. 2 runways. Airport elevation 5,400 feet. Do not confuse with the other airport 2 miles north. Oh boy. Here it says do not land. 2 runways, huh? We'll probably use 29 if weather provides or allows. Well, this is a quickie, so it's just look for a reservoir, look for the airport. Let's pull this out. But yeah, I'm enjoying this very, very much. This must be the reservoir here, right? And then here's the airport here. Well, that other airport's going to be really tiny. So, as long as we don't land by the water, instead land by the river. I think we can remember that. I doubt it. All right, flaps. What do we want for flaps? Okay, I tap it and it goes all the way. Is it all or nothing for flaps? Because I'm pushing up and it's still going. Okay, I think it's all or nothing for flaps. Because it's going all the way. Can I move with my hand? No. Whatever, I don't understand. It's like all or nothing. Okay, that's fine, whatever. It refueled for us. I want to move us over, I think. No, we're centered in the seat. But I can't see anything. So I'm going to go like that. Whoops, not like that. Must be my preset 1. Move it over a little like this. Maybe up a little. Nope. There. And then I can see my VOR there. So no VORs or anything on this one, it said. Which is a bummer because that's always fun to do. Yeah, there's no navigation. Just follow our heading. Keep that little lake to the right, river to the left. And we'll be there in 9 minutes apparently. Alrighty, here we go. Parking brake is off, and hold a regular brake. And take off, I guess. Very quickly and easily. I love this plane. I've been super excited about flying this plane even long before it was in this sim. Okay, there's 60. The nose comes down, or the tail comes up. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was, oh my gosh, we're gonna stall. That was 62 knots. 62 knots it came up. So there you go, there's our answer. I put the gear up already without saying so. I put the flaps up without saying so, just because we had full flap. And what heading do we want to do? It said 273, which we're going to in a second here. We're going to gain some speed, and then we're going to come up. Okay, I love this thing. This is awesome. It messed up my preset, though. There you go. Keep my preset, please. Jeez. Okay. Not much to say. We're just going to follow this heading and look for an airport in a couple minutes. Couldn't be much simpler than that. 5,600 or something was the elevation. 5,400, and we're at 5,400 right now. So we're at elevation. So that means we're going to climb. Okay. I'm talking too much. I have nothing else to say. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, our airport is already in sight. It's right there. because I think that's the small one and that's our big one. So we already have our airport. So let's, yeah, I know gears down or gears up. That's the gear horn, which is okay. Let's trim this thing up a little bit because it's getting harder to hold on to. There we go. Okay, we did this once. Can we do it again? We'll see here. Let's slow this way down. I know gear. I know gears up. We're going to bring gear down in a minute. And we're going to aim for about 80 knots for touchdown this time, maybe even slower. And when can gear come down? Does it say anything? Do not lower flaps when it exceeds 112. Oh, so that's what the yellow line is for. Do not lower landing flaps. Okay. So that little yellow hash mark is the flaps mark. Okay. Gear coming down. And we'll keep our speed just above 112, I guess, because we don't want to slow down too much too soon. Oh, that's so nice and loud. I love it. So sorry we didn't get a whole bunch of sightseeing, but that's because I was too busy navigating the aircraft and getting things set. So let's look out this window. There we go. There's some beautiful mountains to look at while we can. Very cool. Yeah, the smaller airport must be like right here. Has to be, right? Because this is by the water, straight in. I mean the river, I mean. I don't know. That's what I'm going to land at. If it doesn't count it, then we know the wrong one. But I'm pretty sure that's where we're supposed to be. So, alrighty, coming in here. Final looks outside. Already prepared for landing. And then in the next video, which would be the next leg, we will prepare to enter the mountains. And then I think we have some plateau flying and then more mountain flying. So, 3 videos total. I think the next video will have 3 legs, and then the third video will have the final 2, I think. So make sure you like and subscribe so you know when those go live. But first we have to finish this one. Alright, that's about 112. We can probably extend flaps. Is there a flap thing here? No, because I'm just trying to, I just want to get one set of flaps. Okay, there's a little bit there. I just tap it slightly. We get a little bit. You can tell over here, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do more flap. Let's see what happens if I tap it. Okay. So if I tap it, it goes little by little. If I hold it down, then it goes all the way, even if I let go. So we're just doing flaps little by little. As we get closer, pretty straightforward. I love all the compasses on rubber bands here. So it stays steady and the airplane can bounce around it. That is really cool. Like, primitive suspension system. I love it. Are we in the middle enough here? Can we actually move over a little bit, maybe like that? Yeah, there we go. Make that our new preset. Yeah, that works. Alright, we're getting blown to the right here. I did not check the wind, but it's probably from the right because we're getting blown. Yeah, nice strong crosswind, or moderate crosswind from the right. So we would do right wing down, left rudder to take out the grab, and then right main, left main, but I'm not terribly worried about that in this airplane, at least not for these trips. More flap little by little here. We need to get down to 5,600, so we are 1,000 feet above ground level. Sure doesn't look like it, but we are, because everything is so vast. And it looks closer than it is. Yeah, look at that crosswind. Holy moly. Alright, I'm tweaking throttle, pitch, and flaps all at the same time to descend and slow down. And it took a long time to stop this. So we're going to try to land really close to the threshold and then hit those brakes. Because in that Jenny, the JN4 Jenny or whatever, that one, let's do full flap now. That one, that airplane, the brakes didn't work at all. Like, the brakes didn't work. I think they worked in this one. Whoa, okay, it's getting harder to control as we get slower here. Okay, there's our 80 knots. Let's not go slower than that until we're ready to touch down. So we'll nose down to keep our speed where we want to. Use throttle so we don't descend too much. It says we're too high on the PAPI, but I don't trust it too much because of the trees. But I think we're okay. I think we'll be fine. It is a tail dragger after all, so you kind of come down steep and then you level off. Bringing back throttles and attitude up a little bit so that we slow down. Get ready to touch down around 60 or so, I guess. Yep, there's the do not land here symbol. Okay. Here we go. We're a little faster than I wanted to be, but that's okay. We'll level off here. Right wing, left rudder. Ground effects. Ooh, okay, here we go. Nope, let's get back on the thing. I compensated a little bit too much for the crosswind. Oh boy. Okay. Brakes. I don't think we bounced. No, we didn't bounce. No, we're on the ground. Okay. Yeah, we were on the ground the whole time. Okay, it's just a really small runway, so it feels like we're in the air and we're actually on the ground. Okay. 2 for 2 with the landings. Flaps coming in. As I'm actually leaning back in my chair so that the nose doesn't hit. Oh, that scared me. That scared me. Oh my gosh, double the time again. Whatever. Okay, this is pretty exciting. I'm enjoying this very much, and it's going to get pretty hairy in the next video, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when that video drops. Hit like so people know we exist, and hopefully we beat the algorithm, and I'll see you next time.